Guys, we are live. What is going on? Thank you for tuning into this live review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a look and break down everything that took place on the September 11th, 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw. And before we get this review going, as you all know by today's date, it has been 16 years since the tragic events on September 11th, 2001. And it's hard to believe it's been that long. I certainly remember that day just like it was yesterday. But it was a horrific day, but our country has been able to recover, and I would just like to do a brief moment of silence for all those, the victims, the firefighters, the EMS, victims' family members, everybody that suffered on that day. Just a brief moment of silence in honor of those whose lives were lost on September 11th, 16 years later. Thank you for that. And without further ado, let's get into Monday Night Raw, guys. I have to say, I thought this was a really good edition of Monday Night Raw. And if you're joining me live, if you're watching live, please be sure to follow along in the live chat. Robbie, what's going on? Thanks for joining me for this live review. Once again, I really think that Raw over the past number of months has improved a lot. Just these past number of weeks, I've been able to just really enjoy these episodes. Ultra Shadow, what's going on? Thank you for joining me for this live review. Mike, what's going on? Thank you for joining me for this live review. Great to have you guys in here. But as we go through Raw, let me know what you thought of it. But I really thought this was a strong edition of Raw. From start to finish, really, this show had a nice flow. It didn't really drag at times, if at all. And that's when you know that you've got a good show, when it goes by just like that. So we open things up on this show with a really solid match here. Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan. These past 2 weeks, putting Jason Jordan up against John Cena and Roman Reigns have done him more wonders compared to the storyline that they've put him in as Kurt Angle's son. These two matches have really done a lot for him. I actually thought the match here between Reigns and Jason Jordan was better than the match between Reigns and Cena. I like both matches, but I have to give the slight edge here to Jordan versus Reigns. One really nice spot towards the end of the match was when Jason Jordan, he did two reverse suplexes. I think he did the same thing in the John Cena match. And he came close. He blocked in the crippler crossface on Roman Reigns. Made you think maybe Reigns was going to tap out. But, of course, you all knew Roman Reigns. He was going to hit the drive-by. He was going to hit the Superman punch, hit the spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins. But overall, I thought it was a good match. And like I said, 2 matches in a row, back-to-back weeks, that have opened up Monday Night Raw. How refreshing is that? It's just a nice change of pace, I have to say. So that was good. And then things certainly got even better than that when, of course, Roman Reigns called out, or John Cena came out and confronted Roman Reigns, and we had another promo battle between these two. This is some of my favorite stuff. I love these promo battles that they do. They just feel real and legit, and you feel like they're kind of not as scripted as the promos that we normally see. But Cena and Reigns, they go at it. Cena pretty much calls out Reigns. He says, well, you think you made it already, but you really haven't. And Reigns pretty much called Cena told him to bring his bitch ass back to the ring. And this was funny. Reigns said he is selling the tickets that Cena couldn't sell for the past 5 years. And I found that funny because every year that I go to Raw or SmackDown or whatever, I see less and less people going to the arenas. So I think it's just funny saying, oh, we have a full house here, and that's not even close. Reigns said WWE doesn't need Cena. Cena, you need WWE. And, he says you won't be able to break into Hollywood, and if Cena needs help, Reigns says he knows a guy. He knows a certain eyebrow-raising individual that might be able to help him. And Cena told Reigns that at No Mercy, he should consider he should consider getting a drug test because Roman Reigns, you won't be able to get past him. And I love that line at the end. Obviously, going back to when Roman Reigns got suspended last year, just throwing more salt in the wound. I don't think Roman Reigns got the memo about the attendance getting lower and lower every year. That line just made me laugh my ass off. So I cannot wait. Eagerly anticipate No Mercy. Reigns versus Cena in 2 weeks. It is certainly going to be something else to watch and just see how these two go at it. It's going to be a match that I've been eagerly anticipating. Like I said, I still can't believe we're getting it at No Mercy. I thought that we wouldn't see this till WrestleMania. So this week, Reigns had some decent lines, here, but I have to once again give the slight edge to Cena. I thought Reigns held his own much better last week, but Cena owned him that first week. But good stuff all around. We had Sasha Banks versus Emma with Nia Jax and the women's champion Alexa Bliss on commentary. Sasha Banks was able to lock in the bank statement on Emma for the win. Decent match. Not really too much else to say about that. We had Universal Champion Brock Lesnar come out with his advocate, Paul Heyman. This is a really good segment. Heyman talked up the fact of how, Strowman, you won't be able to win the Universal Championship because Brock Lesnar, and I like how he brought up, here comes the pain, hearkening back to 2002. And Heyman did talk about 2002 when Lesnar beat the likes of The Rock, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, and so on, and how Lesnar just went on a path of destruction. And Heyman, how they say in the UFC, are you ready to fight? Well, he told Brock Lesnar, are you ready to fight? And then Heyman called out Braun Strowman and said, are you ready to fight Brock Lesnar? And sure enough, Braun Strowman came down to the ring, and Strowman and Lesnar were going at it. I'm freaking out. I'm like, holy shit, this is freaking awesome. I can't wait to see these two go at it at No Mercy. It's just a little tease here, but they got physical here. And Lesnar tried to German suplex Strowman, but he wasn't able to. And Strowman drove Lesnar into the corner. Strowman picked up Lesnar for a power slam attempt, but Lesnar was able to counter out, and he hit the German suplex on Braun Strowman. And when Strowman no-sold it, that was really awesome right there. He got right back up. He said, screw that shit. He grabbed Lesnar, choke slammed him, picked him up, hit the running power slam, put his foot on Lesnar's chest, and picked up that Universal Championship. Braun's on some type of roll right now. He is on, ever since July 25th, 2016. I was there the night that he made his re-debut in his singles run. And to think, we come full circle. It's really incredible. Now look at where Braun Strowman is. He's facing Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at No Mercy. And it's a match that I cannot wait for. And I really hope Braun Strowman walks out with the Universal Championship. I just feel like the timing, to me, is right because, yes, as Mike said, 2017 is the year of Braun Strowman. And you might as well go with the hot hand. And a scenario that I threw out there is, what if you have Braun Strowman hold the Universal Championship and you have him and Roman Reigns fight for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania? Really culminate their rivalry. I wouldn't even care if Reigns wins. I think it would be a great opportunity for Strowman, getting somebody new in there like that. And if you want to do Roman fighting for the Universal Championship, fine. That's okay. But I'd rather see another match because all their matches have been awesome. And they had one hell of a feud this year. Think about it. It would really come full circle because Roman hasn't been able to beat Braun Strowman. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Have Strowman going into WrestleMania as champion. Maybe Roman wins the Rumble. And you do Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Two young guys rather than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. But that's just me. We had a short match here with Goldust versus Bray Wyatt, which is actually an interesting feud that I never thought about before that I wanted to see. If you could build Bray back up to a credible level. Yeah, I know, foolish me. And taking on Goldust, I just think it would make for two interesting characters. Well, you could say Bray Wyatt's interesting. I don't know at this point. But, yeah. Goldust versus Bray Wyatt could be good. But the match they had here tonight was really nothing too much to talk about, just a way for Bray Wyatt. He took beat Goldust, hit Sister Abigail. Then he took a cloth, wiped off Goldust's face paint, and that led to Finn Balor coming down, making the save for Bray Wyatt, for Goldust, I should say. But yeah, Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. Not sure how I feel about these two having another match, because I feel like Finn Balor won at SummerSlam, and now you're going to do another match between them again. And we're not doing the Demon. Makes sense. But it's just like, it feels backwards. It feels like they should have done the singles match, not on Raw. Save that for the pay-per-view. Then you force, Finn Balor to bring the Demon out. Maybe you have Bray Wyatt win at SummerSlam. And then, Balor's doubting himself. Oh, maybe I can't beat Bray Wyatt. Maybe there's only one way. And he gets inside his head, and that's where we see the Demon emerge at No Mercy. There we go. But yeah, not really too much to say about that. Otherwise, we had what was supposed to be Sheamus and Cesaro versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Match never got underway as Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins were on commentary. They began to brawl with the Bar, and then the Club come out, and all hell breaks loose. And I like when they do stuff like this because it just shakes things up from the predictability of, oh, they're going to be on commentary. Oh, we have a match here. Oh, it's just, this was a nice change of pace. And then it's set up for the 8-man tag team match later on in the show with the Hardy Boys teaming up with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus the Club and the Bar. We had a video package error saying that confirmed the rumors of Asuka making her main roster debut. It will be on Monday Night Raw. Now, guys, I put up a poll on my Twitter, and I asked, which pay-per-view do you think it will be most likely for Asuka to make her Raw debut on? And I had 20 votes, and Survivor Series came in at number 1, 65%, which I think is the most likeliest. No Mercy at 20%, and then TLC at 15%. I think Survivor Series would be a good place for Asuka to make her debut. You make a big impact. You bring her up on that show. It helps, elevate the credibility of Survivor Series, and then you do a 4 horsewomen's match on that show, a couple other traditional Survivor Series matches. That's what I would like to see. But Asuka will be coming. She'll be coming to Monday Night Raw, as the rumors were believed to have been true. We have Nia Jax talking backstage to Alexa Bliss. We will be getting Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss next week on Raw, so that will certainly be interesting to see based on the dynamic that has been played up between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. We had an in-ring segment here with we had Elias Sampson, the Drifter. I'm liking him more and more every week. I don't know what it is about him. Well, I do know one thing about him. He is from Pittsburgh, PA. So I got to show some hometown love for the hometown boy. But he came out, said he was going to sing us a song. Took a dump on Anaheim, California. And then he had a match with Kalisto. It was an all right match. Elias got the win. But I still don't know why Kalisto is not in the Cruiserweight division. It doesn't really make much sense to me. You bring him over to Raw, and then you don't really do anything with him. When you have this Cruiserweight division that could use him, what do? You just kind of have him float aimlessly throughout the lower mid-card. And I wish they'd do more with Elias Sampson. Maybe give him a feud or something to do, because he's, like I said, I like when he comes out, plays his song, but let's kind of go a little bit more with him. What direction are you going to go in? Who's he going to feud with? He did a brief thing with Balor. Now he's kind of just he's there, but he's kind of just, he's winning, which is good. But I'd like to see see them do more with Elias Sampson. Then we get into my match of the night. And this was something fun to see. Braun Strowman literally destroyed John Cena. This was the Braun Strowman show. He beat up Brock Lesnar, and he laid in an ass whooping on John Cena. I mean, Cena, usually I was expecting, he's going to hit the AA. When he hit that AA and Strowman rolled out, I was like, that was very smart for Braun Strowman to do that. Strowman really just had Cena's number throughout this entire match. No matter what Cena could throw at Braun Strowman, it simply wasn't enough. And Strowman threw Cena into the ring steps, right in the head with it. And then it was weird. The referee didn't ring the bell there, although he probably should have. And then Strowman hit a running power slam, picked up Cena, hit the running power slam onto the ring steps. And then the referee called for the disqualification. It's a little bit hokey there. So the ref really should have called when Cena got hit in the head with the steel steps, but whatever. I'm not going to complain. I knew there was just going to be some type of fuck finish, but this really made Strowman look like a beast, and I cannot wait for that match. In 2 weeks, it's going down, guys. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. I haven't been excited about a match since the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam, but this really did a lot for Braun Strowman right here, going into a match against a guy like Cena. Like I said, I'm surprised we got the match, but it was the time they got it was really well worked, nice pace, good psychology, good selling. It was a good match, and hashtag Braun Strowman beat up John Cena, so that was fun to see right there. And then we move on after this to Miz TV, which was another good promo segment on this show. The Miz. Well, first of all, the Miz and Maurice announced that his wife Maurice is pregnant with a little baby Miz. So congratulations to the Miz and Maurice. Shout out to them. Yeah, that's an interesting point, how Roman says he sells more tickets, even though we all know that's bullshit. That would be an interesting way if, because he does act like the heel. I mean, that's just, he's lying too, so it ain't even true what he's saying. But interesting point you brought up there. But getting back to the Miz TV, congratulations to the Miz and his wife Maurice. Then Enzo Amore comes out and interrupts the Miz, and this incenses the Miz, incites him. He lays into Enzo Amore. Felt like he did a shoot on him. That's how good this was. He says, the only reason you were sent to 205 Live is because nobody on the roster can stand you. He said, you get kicked off the tour bus. He said, you come out here and you interrupt one of the most important announcements in my life, and you can't hang with Neville, and you have to cheat to win, and all you have is a couple catchphrases. And he was just ripping Enzo a new one. And then Enzo got on the mic and called Miz a copycat of Ric Flair and Chris Jericho. He says his mouth may be annoying, but at least he's original. And he's going to win the Cruiserweight Championship at No Mercy, as he is challenging Neville in 2 weeks for the Cruiserweight Championship. And then Enzo said he will apologize to the baby once it's born, but Daniel Bryan was right when there was only one word to describe the Miz: soft. Then we had an impromptu match between the Miz and Enzo Amore, and at first I'm thinking, it'll be what it is. It's not going to be too much of a match, but I liked what they did here between Enzo and the Miz. They both got on the mic during the match and talked trash to each other. Miz went up top, and eventually he fell right down on his happy sack. And Enzo got sent to the outside. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel attack Enzo, and that leads to the referee calling for the bell. Enzo gets shit beat out of him like we usually see. Hashtag beat up Enzo Amore. Hashtag everybody hates Enzo. But this was a fun promo war. It really was. And Neville, after this, walks up to a beatered and beaten and battered Enzo, and all he does is he laughs at him. I thought that was pretty nice too. So, yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed this show tonight. I really did. Hashtag RIP Enzo too. It's just crazy. Then we had our main event, solid match. Hardy Boys, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Anderson, Gallows, Cesaro, and Sheamus. Rollins was able to hit the ripcord knees on Carl Anderson, and Dean Ambrose was able to land the Dirty Deeds for the win. So, like I said, surprised to see the 8-man tag close the show, but it was solid action, nice seeing the Hardy Boys in the main event, along with Cesaro in the main event as well. But really good episode of Raw tonight, guys. I really liked it. It went by fast. It was easy to sit through, and it did a nice job of building up to the No Mercy show, which is a show I eagerly anticipated. This is going to be a very good card. You got the Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. You have Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Championship. You have Cesaro and Sheamus versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, Enzo Amore versus Neville. Yeah, it's really shaping up to be a good pay-per-view, guys. And before I go off the air here, let me know what your thoughts were, your grades. What grade would you give Monday Night Raw tonight? Because tonight, my grade for Monday Night Raw is going to be an A-. Like I said, I really liked Raw tonight. It was really easy to sit through, enjoyable, and built nicely to No Mercy. And make sure after this video is uploaded to leave your comments down below in the comment section for what you thought of Monday Night Raw. And what else can I say, guys? But got a B+, I got an A- from Mike, I got a B. So yeah, seems like you guys enjoyed Raw just as much as I did. So that'll pretty much do it, guys, for my live review of Monday Night Raw. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. It was great having you a part of the review. Remember to click that like and subscribe button at youtube.com/DanielGuys412 for all my latest thoughts. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGuys412 for even more of my latest thoughts. And I will see you guys back up here in my next video, whenever that may be, for all my latest thoughts on the product. So until then, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.